A defining moment in global finance. ENTRADE becomes the first ever German company to join the Nasdaq private market. Now, ENTRADE's portable power stations convert waste into energy. They are transforming the way people, businesses, and governments interact in emerging markets. We're joined by the CEO, Julien Uhlig. Congratulations, Julien.
Thank you, Adam. We're growing so fast right now. We got to build, starting January 1st, 45 power plants a month. So we just don't have time to go public right now. We're growing very fast. So it is more important right now to focus on manufacturing, providing great service to our customers, entering new markets, and for that, Nasdaq private market really for us makes it as easy as possible.
So 26 million euros, are you going to use that to effectively fund production, making all those additional E3 power producers?
Exactly. We have a lot of suppliers that need to get paid, so we have a lot of cash flow now going on. And also we're entering new markets. We're in 5 countries right now. We're going to be in 8 countries by year end. And we're really trying to push into the developing markets, so Sub-Saharan Africa, Southeast Asia, and South America. And for that we need capital, just kind of get on the ground, start the first projects, start marketing, and tell people about what we do.
All right, so I want to get to some of those examples where you're expanding. But first, just explain this E3 power system. This is very gee-whiz technology, high-tech stuff.
It is actually called high-temperature carbon to energy conversion. So to make it easier, we always take this example from Back to the Future,
right?
Where you just you have waste product, you turn it directly into electricity, and that is what we do. So we have tested over 115 different fuels right now, everything from agricultural waste, hazelnut shells. For example, and we turn that into customized fuels, and in very small systems you can install right on site. You can generate electricity, heating and cooling from your own waste products. So you save money and actually really strengthen your bottom line.
And these machines are effectively the size of a small car or a large conference table, so they're portable.
Yeah, exactly. It actually fits in the back of a pickup truck, and that makes a huge difference, especially in developing markets, because you can put the machine in the back of a pickup truck, drive it to the middle of nowhere, don't need a power grid, and can use your regionally available resources to replace diesel, for example.
All right, you mentioned hazelnut shells. I mean, do you literally just take spent hazelnut shells? If you're a cooking company and you need hazelnuts, you take the spent shells, put them in the machine, and now you're generating electricity? Is it that?
That's kind of how easy as it is. We use wood as a stabilizer, but hazelnut shells is a great example. We work for a company that has quite a lot of that waste. They make kind of a chocolate spread. And so what we can really do is just take the waste as it shows up in their factory and turn it into a fuel immediately. So no pelletizing of that fuel. You just mix it and turn it into electricity, heating, and cooling.
All right, I'm not a scientist, but help me understand. Do you turn this thing into a gas and then you burn it and that turns a turbine? I mean, how does the machine work inside?
Very close. It actually is a gasifier, so it's a high temperature process that works like a biogas plant, but a lot faster. And we generate a syngas that has a very high calorific value, and actually then convert it in a regular off-the-shelf engine and then a generator into electricity. So it's very cheap. We don't need specialized turbines. We use a lot of off-the-shelf components, and it makes it very easy to service these machines anywhere in the world.
So as I understand you, the machine produces what, about 25 kilohertz of energy?
Kilowatt.
Excuse me, kilowatts. Yeah, kilohertz, that would be noise. And that would accomplish what? Like a refrigerator, an AC unit? Help me understand how much energy that is.
In Europe, which is right now still our core market, we can power roughly 41 family homes with one machine.
With one machine?
Yeah.
41 homes.
So in the US it's going to be a little bit less with all the air conditioners and the higher consumption, but overall we can actually, in Africa for example, we can power up to 400 people with one machine.
How much is a machine?
It's retailing right now in the UK, for example, for roughly £140,000. So we're really at that point where we can generate the electricity, heating, and cooling cheaper than from the grid, and that's really the major selling point right now. We don't need the incentives anymore. It's actually an off-the-shelf product that's mass-produced. Costs have come down, and for the first time, 24/7 renewable energy from renewable sources has become cheaper than what you can buy from the grid right here in New York City.
So how does the installation, buying the machine, well, installing it, you basically just set it down in the back of a pickup, but how does that compare to, say, green energy, wind energy, a solar plant, et cetera?
It actually works great in combination. So if you have solar, I mean, the big issue is you only have electricity available when the sun shines.
Right.
So you always need a power generation unit that can run 24/7. That is the big difference. You need a baseload generator that can actually establish a grid and this is what we can do. So we actually started originally with a project in Ethiopia almost 8 years ago. We're trying to do it without a generator, and it utterly failed. So you always need to have a reliable power source that is available 24/7, and that's us.
Necessity is the mother of invention.
Exactly. Yeah.
Huh, amazing. Nigeria, I know you just got a large contract, 200 installations in Nigeria. What will they serve? What will those 200 units serve?
The sub-Saharan African market is really just mind-boggling for us right now. To give you an example, they had 10 years ago roughly 300,000 telephones, landlines, and now they have 180 million mobile subscribers. So it really, the information technology has changed completely. And we see with our unit that don't need a power grid, it actually compares very nicely. We can do exactly the same thing. We can really go to the people, put down a power system, and actually power their village, their school, their hospital without any other additional infrastructure. So we see right now the potential to build and operate roughly 10,000 machines in sub-Saharan Africa every single year right now. So we really strive to actually become a major power provider there and change the sub-Saharan African continent the same way that the mobile information technology has changed over the last few years.
So I can understand how emerging markets, isolated villages, would like this technology. What about, to take an example, battery-powered cars, where in the middle of nowhere you've got to charge up a car? Is there an application to do that?
Absolutely. We're doing, for example, right now a project in Mountain View, California, with the guys from BMW, our neighbors from Germany. So there we do exactly that. We're using kitchen waste from the cafeteria to actually power their electric fleet. And at the same time, we always generate electricity, but also heating or cooling. We use our cooling facilities from our waste heat to cool their servers. So with that thing, we reach actually efficiency of over 80%, which is twice as high than from a large power plant.
So in other words, you can create electricity, you can create heat, you can, well, I suppose the electricity is used for the AC.
No, it's not. We're actually using the waste heat to generate cooling. So
How
we
does that
can
happen?
do, well, there's a small unit we have developed with our partner from a company called Sortec
Right.
that actually turns our waste heat into cold water. And that cold water is also, again, available 24/7. So it's perfect to cool your servers, for example, or cool your building. And with that thing, we reach this really high efficiency that we're going for. I said over 80%. You will not find that in a large-scale power plant.
We have about a minute left. Goals for 2016.
Grow very fast. I mean, we're growing right now from roughly 12 million revenue this year to next year to about 119 million euros revenue. That's what we have in the books right now. We're going to be building roughly 600 power plants next year. And then we see where it takes us from there, because we're already sold out again. So we need to ramp up our manufacturing and become as big as Tesla in the early years.
So you have just joined the Nasdaq private market. If you continue to grow, would you consider an IPO where you become a much larger company?
I think the opportunity is there. We have a huge world market. We can generate electricity cheaper right now for 4.7 billion people than available. So it's a truly global product. And we're here obviously also to see where it takes us and grow with Nasdaq over the next few years, and maybe take the opportunity to just say one day, listen guys, let's IPO. Would be great to do it.
All right, congratulations. Julien Uhlig, CEO of ENTRADE Power Systems. I'm Adam Johnson from the Nasdaq Market Site.